I have a surprise for the whole family. A free trip to the aquarium!
Who's that man with the three-piece suit?
Oh, Octodad. Are you going to do the entire review just in Octodad burbles? I actually noticed over the course of the game that if you watch it, he has the subtitles, right?
Yeah.
And every time he talks, it says different. It's a different descriptor for burble. It'll be like flirty, interested burble or whatever. Well, welcome everyone to Rage Select. We're talking about Octodad, Dadliest Catch, and I've been kind of straight up in love with this game since I played it at E3 last year.
You really have.
So I've really been looking forward to this release, and I'm going to say it's a bit of a mixed bag.
Oh, really?
It's a bit of a mixed bag, yeah.
You were really digging it when we played it on the dojo.
I was, and then I played the other hour and a half of it and beat the game.
That was it?
It's about 3-4 hours long.
How much was it?
I think it's $15 on
that's
Steam.
Not bad.
But for those of you who aren't familiar with what's going on here, Octodad, Dadliest Catch is an indie game. It's a sequel to original Octodad, which I actually have never played, where you play an octopus stuffed into a three-piece suit with a wife and 2 kids. And the game is pretty much based, much like, say, Surgery Simulator or Mount Your Friends, on a really esoteric set of controls that allows you to do really that makes moving around the game real dumb and funny, and you're knocking stuff over, and you're trying to get stuff done with, like if this game had the controls of, like, I don't know, pick a third-person game like Skyrim or something like that, it would have been fine. It would have been boring, actually, because it would have been like, walk into a room, pick up thing, and then do it.
Make the hamburgers.
Right. But this actually ties way into the storyline, because part of the whole thing is that for whatever reason, which they never really addressed, and it's fine, Scarlett, the wife, does not know that her husband is a giant octopus stuffed into a suit.
Or maybe she does. She's just maintaining the friendly charade because of her love of tentacles.
I don't know. I would think that if the girl that works at your office, right, she came in one day and had like sucker marks all over her like face or whatever, you'd be like, Martha, is there something we need to talk about here?
Hey, it's better than telling him you run your own video game site.
Oh shit! Damn it! I thought
I'm
you
an
said
octopus.
I thought you said this was guaranteed ass. I'm going to start cosplaying as an octopus instead of running a website. So the game starts out, and I'm not really going to ruin very much here. I'm going to give you a real brief overview. Starts out with you getting ready to get married. From there, it goes to some domestic home life. And then you go to the grocery store, and then you go to the aquarium. And once you beat the aquarium, the game is over. And there's a flashback sequence in the aquarium that shows you how Scarlett and the Octodad first met, which is about 15 minutes to 20 minutes worth of gameplay.
Spent a reasonable amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, how long is the game total?
You could probably beat it in like 2 hours if you were really trying hard.
Yeah.
If you were just messing around and doing stuff, 3 hours maybe maximum.
Okay.
There's one sequence kind of in the middle of the end where they actually break you out of the regular Octodad stuff where you're walking around doing stuff, and they put you into. I'm not going to ruin it because it's one of the only pieces of plot development, but they put you in a slightly different style of game for about 15 minutes that is kind of unsatisfying. It doesn't really have any of the charm that the wiggling your weird octo body all around does. So yeah, but that's it. Like, there's about 4 stages in the game. The main mechanic in a lot of the game is when you've got this meter on the bottom, and as you do increasingly messed up shit, that meter will fill up with people suspicious that you are actually octopus. And if it gets all the way to the top, then basically you just reset to the last checkpoint and you got to do it again.
I wish you were able to do like really disturbing stuff.
Like, grab a knife, go to town, put on a hockey
grab
mask.
One of the kids in the aquarium and drag him into one of the tanks and like mate with them.
Well, he's not an octo-psycho. He's an octo-dad.
And therein lies the problem with this
You're waiting for octo-psycho, psychoist catch. That's what you're...
That's right.
Octo-crazy. So like I said, a lot of this game is going to, like, if you've seen our Dojo episode, if you haven't, I suggest you go watch it and look at what playing the game is like. Like, you can tell right away whether this game is worth you buying based on how much you're laughing at the way that the Octodad moves around and does stuff. Because if you're not getting a kick out of that, what you're left with is not very much as far as video game goes.
Yeah, see, I thought of it more of just kind of a gag when we were playing it. I was like, all right, this is cute, but it's just really not holding my attention.
Well, the other thing, I mean, okay, this is one of my main criticisms of the game is that to me, the best parts of the game were when you were doing regular everyday things, right? Mm-hmm. There's a sequence in the beginning where you go to the supermarket, right? You got to pick stuff up. There's a sequence where you got to mow the lawn and make burgers for your family. You got to make coffee in the very beginning of the game. Like, all of these are interesting things because you got your, fish out of water, literally style gameplay where you've got the Octodad trying not to arouse suspicions. When you get to the aquarium, then it's all of these contrived, like you've got to play all the little games to get the prizes. And I'm sorry, I'm going way more into plot than I normally do in a review, but I feel like that's not really super important to this.
Right.
So to me, the funniest parts of the game were when you were trying to do regular stuff. When it gets to the last level, you're ending up doing much more esoteric things. And so that becomes, it just lessens the overall humorous effect of seeing an octopus stuffed into a three-piece suit. Also, no ink mechanic. What's up with that, Octodad?
Yeah, come on.
No camouflage mechanic.
No camouflage
either.
mechanic.
Yeah.
One of the coolest things that we've discovered about octopi in the last couple of years is their intelligence when it comes to camouflaging.
Yep.
That would have been cool.
That would have been really cool.
It could have been like Thief,
now,
but with an octopus.
When we started, oh god, dude, man,
Yeah.
What if that new Thief game was actually just Octodad 2?
Yeah,
and because you never see the character. Wait, I guess you do see his face. He's got a hood on though. There could be an octopus under there. So there's some limitations to this game. On the bright side, the music was wonderful and charming.
Yep.
The character models and all the design of the stuff in
Adorable.
the game. It looks like a Pixar movie. It's really great. They got nice stylized heads and all that stuff. Voice acting is really good. There's only about 4 characters in the game, 5 if kids.
Yeah.
But so all that stuff is really good. Also, the Octodad theme song, super catchy. I really like it. There's also, I tell you what, though, there is a slightly troubling thing in, I don't know if you caught this when we were playing this, but the primary antagonist to the Octodad is this chef.
Chef Fujimoto.
That hates octopuses, and he's a little bit of a racial caricature. He doesn't
Wait,
have...
no, that's bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he doesn't actually have, like... He doesn't have, like, real over-exaggerated Asian facial, like, modeling.
Yeah.
But... Which I didn't actually realize. At first, I was like, "Is this like an Italian guy that was raised in Japan or something?" Because I can't. I like it. You know, everything else is so stylized, and he looked like the Heavy from Team Fortress with a chef's hat on.
Yeah.
So you know, that's not like super offensive or anything, but it's just a little weird. But okay, so outside of the regular gameplay of going through these levels and not getting caught, which is super, super easy, there's a bunch of collectibles. You collect ties in every level. There's all kinds of little things that you can pick up, hats and glasses and stuff you can put on the Octodad. And then there's full support for Steam Workshop. And the game comes with the one level that we saw where it's just a room where the gravity is turned off. Mm-hmm. But people online are already making like mod levels for it. One of them has replaced the Octodad with like a regular person model, which is really weird looking. One of them was like the supermarket level, but all the gravity was turned off. So if you're really into the premise, there's some other stuff to get out of it. But I have a hard time with $15 for a couple hours worth of gameplay.
Sure.
Especially once you get to the second level and you really start getting the controls down, you can jam that Octodad you just run through those levels.
Yeah.
Like, it's really easy.
Well, and plus, you got 4 appendages that you don't do anything with. What's up with that?
Apparently, 2 are making his legs? So it's like 2, and then one of them goes forward, and one of them goes back to make the feet.
Okay, I got you.
And then you got the 2 arms, and then I think that the little mustache is the other 2.
Okay.
Of
course.
Yeah, his mutated, deformed appendages. So, yeah, this is probably going to be a really short review because there's not really a whole lot else to say about Octodad. It's charming while it lasts. It's worth it. I'm going to give it 3.5.
That's still pretty good.
Out of 5. I mean, it's the thing is that I have a hard time. it's hard to make a value judgment for people who haven't played the game because I don't know what $15 means to you. And I think it's on sale right now on Steam for less than that.
Yeah.
So I mean, if this game, if you could pick it up for like $5 on like one of the big Steam sales, totally worth it. If you're into it, I think that it's worth it. And it's also coming out for the PS4 eventually. And when I played it at E3, it looks like pretty much the same game. It's just different. You know, the controller is not Xbox. It's
what do you want to see in the next Octodad game?
I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So at the beginning of the next Octodad game, I want Octodad. He's at home. He's doing paperwork, and his wife and kids are on vacation. And then the white slavers break in and they take them.
Yes.
And then he picks up the phone and he goes, and it says like very special set of skills, burble.
Yes.
And then you've got to go do the Liam Neeson thing and like beat up a bunch of white slavers and get your family back. I want the level of blood that we saw in Loadout in Octodad Dadliest Catch.
I'm going to title it right now.
Okay.
They snatched his kids up and took them.
Right.
Octodad Deadliest Snatch.
Ah! That's fucking terrible.
Who's that man with the 8 strong